back on here onto your channel again today. How is everyone doing? As always, I'd like to check in to just know that everyone is doing okay, and if not okay, sending all the love and hugs and good vibes. Yeah, and I hope everything will be fine. Yeah, so thank you for tuning into my channel. It's always a vibe, and even if it's not vibes, it's just sharing tips and stuff, trying to help each other out. I'm so glad that you're back. If you're a returner, and if you're a new person returning to my channel, or you're a new person just tuning into my channel, you're welcome here. Yeah, so let's get onto it. So I think, as I had mentioned on my previous video, that I'll be talking about some of the documents and some of the processes, some of the most important things that you might need to look into, the documents when you come into the UK. So that's what I'll sort of be dwelling into today, and I hope that it's going to be as helpful by the end of this, obviously by the end of this video. So yeah, again, let's tune in and get on with it. And just before we carry on, if you can please just take a moment. It'll take you probably 2 seconds, 3 seconds maybe. Just click on the link below, like this video, and subscribe to my channel, just so we can keep just recording more and educating each other, and look out for more that's to come. So without further ado, I'll just sort of get into some of the important things that you need to do once you've moved into the UK. Yeah, so the first thing that I'll probably say you'll need to do, so you're here, obviously you've moved in. Let's say you're probably coming in here for work, and or maybe even as a student, but yeah, mostly if you're coming here for work, and you will find that some of the companies will probably help you with accommodation, and if not, I'm assuming if you've made arrangements for accommodation before coming here, or if not, you're probably just coming, you haven't made any arrangements, you're coming here. Either way, there is always an option. So again, the first thing that you need to find is to find a home in the UK. If your company has helped with that, with getting an accommodation, I remember from the previous company that I used to work with, one of the things that we will do in order just to allow people to settle in will be to link them up, or just sort of help them with getting the accommodation. But obviously, once you come here, you might find that that doesn't work for you, so you need to find something that's more suitable. And because obviously home is somewhere that you go back to, so you might want to find something that works for you. So again, it will be important to look into accommodation, find a home that works for you. It will be good to do your research as much as possible, but I'll just put some links here onto some of the websites that might help you with looking for a home, looking for an accommodation, and something that might be more suitable for you. If you're looking into renting a property, again, I usually say, but please just do your research as much as possible, just to make sure that obviously you're getting into somewhere that's going to work for you in terms of convenience, maybe to your workplace, if it's to school, or if it's with transportation. If you have children, you want to be in a place where there's there's schools nearby, you have easy access to healthcare services. So those are some of the things that you might need to consider. So yeah, again, find a suitable accommodation, number one. Obviously, if you're looking into buying a home, I know that's something that long term, but I think I'll just advise first come in, settle in, and then that's something that you can look into, because you need to do like your research as exhaustively as possible, as you might already know. So yeah, I'll put some links onto some of the websites that might be useful. And then you might need to register with the authorities. I know there are some countries that might need to, and that will usually entail having to get like a police registration certificate. For me, because I came from Kenya, and I know most of the people from Africa, you won't necessarily need to register with the police, but then I know there's some countries that you might need to. Please make sure that you do this within 7 days. It will usually be written on your visa, from what I know, the people that we need to. So please check your visa. If it's a work permit that you've been given, restricted to work, it will be written that you need to register with the police. So make sure you do that within 7 days, just to avoid unnecessary penalties. And again, I'll just put a link on here as to how you can go about that. With those who don't need to register with the police, you might need to get a national insurance number. That's quite important for everybody, really, if you're moving here, because it will be quite helpful if you're looking for a job, if you're maybe looking to acquire some financial products. A national insurance number is something that's mandatory. And also, if you taxes and everything, you will need a national insurance number. It's quite an easy process, really, applying for it. I'll put a link in here. It might usually take a couple of weeks to get it, but then for most people, you can actually carry on with work as long as you've made the application. So that's something that, again, you need to make sure that you apply for, just to help with your settling in and transitioning. And then arrange for your health coverage. So in the UK, there's a healthcare system called the NHS, and that's something that when you get here, you will quickly realize that people here are quite proud of it. So it's usually free of charge, but I know that for us, most when we come here, there's usually that health surcharge, but it still doesn't, just so make sure, please, that you register with the healthcare system. There will be a GP service, so make sure you put it on your postcode, and just Google, search around the GP services that are nearby. Make sure you get registered with them. That being said, sometimes with the NHS can be the waiting time sometimes can be quite long, obviously. Sometimes that does happen. So if you're looking into going private, again, that's something that you might, if that's something that you want to consider, again, please do your research so that you get registered with the right health insurances. Operating in the UK, I'll put some links here again, just to sort of give you ideas if that's what you're looking into. So that's healthcare. And also, please make sure you definitely get registered with the GP, because you will need that. And then open a UK bank account. Now, I know you might have like your bank account or an account that's from back at home, but having a UK bank account will be quite useful, especially because with regards to paying for your bills. If you need to get a UK SIM card, having a UK bank account will be quite helpful. And there's some of them that are international, like HSBC, Lloyds. So yeah, sign up with those banks. I'll put in some links here that I hope will be helpful. Or you can even probably look into some mobile accounts. I think especially for international students, that's usually quite helpful. I'll put some links here, like Revolt. Yeah, those can be quite fast. Registering with them can be quite fast, so you can look into those. And it does save you some coins, especially with the exchange as well. So that's something that's worth looking into. And then getting a UK SIM card. I will not emphasize how important that is, especially if the mobile network that you're using does not cover roaming, UK roaming charges. That will be quite important to get. So please get that SIM card. I'll put some links here, and it will be also useful, especially if you're someone who's come here, you don't have a job and you're trying to get a job. It's much easier if you have a mobile network here, a line here, in terms of communication. So get that done and sorted. I'll put some links here to help you with that. Sort out your transport. Now, if you're living in the UK, the big cities like London and Manchester, transportation is quite easy. The transport links are quite easy, so it might not be as much as a hassle. The train links and everything, and the buses it's quite streamlined, really, compared to probably living in the other remote areas or maybe the smaller cities. So if that's something that you're looking into, obviously, if you're thinking of driving, maybe if you might live in like the smaller cities, that might be your only option if you have like a family, and yeah, and it might also end up being more cost effective. So again, I know if you coming from some countries, if you have an international driving license, you can, and some of them can just come and convert their licenses here, like but please do your research, because it depends. It varies honestly from country to country. There's some countries that can come here and convert the driving licenses into the British license, but some of them you can use your driving license for like a year, the international driving license, and then you can convert it into the British license. But you'll need to sign up for the British driving test. You'll need to do a theory test and then the practical test for you to be able to pass, so that you can get the British license. Again, I'll put some links here, but those are some of the things that you might need to start thinking about, like way forward. And also, if you're probably coming into London, you might look into, if you're a student, you might look into getting, obviously everybody, you need to like have an Oyster to help you travel from place to place. But if you're a student, there's usually discounts, and right now I think the Oyster does provide discounts for everybody. And even the UK rail service, there's lots of discounts, so look into their website. There are some discounts, quite significant discounts, especially if you're a daily commuter. So make use of those, because it does add up, it does count. So yeah, look into those as well. Don't ignore them. Maybe if you're moving to somewhere like Cambridge, they're big on sustainability, so you might probably want to look into cycling. But again, just do your research, look into the area that you're going, and obviously the logistics as well. You have to consider all those aspects and what will work for you. But it's just sort of good to think about those things beforehand, or once you get here, probably try to sort those things like in the first 1 to 3 weeks, just because it will be quite helpful with you settling down and transitioning. Get your new home connected. Obviously, when you come here, you want to get things going. You need to consider things like utility bills, so like your gas, electricity bills, water bills. Those are things that you need to get sorted from the start, just so you don't end up being accumulating bills or unnecessary fines or charges that you don't really know about. So again, do your research. I'll put some links here on to understanding the utilities in the UK, just to sort of give you some guidance as to where you can start from. Maybe getting some TV packages, getting a UK TV license, the right internet for you. I'll just put in some links, and these are just ideas, guys, but please also just do your research to make sure that you're getting linked with the right channel. Yeah, and the other thing, if you have kids, you might be thinking of getting your kids enrolled into schools. Again, I think it will be worth just looking into the environment that comes in with the place that you probably might be looking into settling in. Just, it's important to consider the transport links, how easy it is for the kids to get to the school, because I think you might be wanting to look for a place where it's convenient for you, maybe work, dropping the kids to school, and so on. So look into those again, and also the education system that you might want to get your kids into. That's some of the things that you need to do a proper research in, especially when it comes to moving and thinking about where you're going to get a house in or settle in the UK. And again, like I said, if you're probably someone who is looking for a job, that NI number, get that. It will help you with looking for a job and signing up to some websites to sort of just help you with the transitioning as well. And last but not least, get out there and enjoy the UK. There's so much to see in this country that sometimes we underestimate. So much to see. If you're living in the city, there's always things to do. There are museums, there's things in the countryside that you can explore over the weekend. Get yourself out there, look into the website, things to do. Get out there and explore and make the most of it. And yeah, enjoy. And I hope this will be a smooth transition. So I hope this video has been helpful. I'll put some of the links down here as to what you can sort of look into to help you get jump started and settle in, so that there's not so much of a hassle, because it can be a lot. So it's good to just sort of have a plan and some sort of guidance to help you get started. So I hope this video has been helpful. And yeah, if you can just again subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you next time. Have a great and blessed week, and take care of yourself.